What's going on, guys? My name is Justin Lowe, and I'm an aspiring day trader. I'll say straight up, it's very weird talking to the camera on your own. So if this video seems very all over the place, it's because I'm not used to it. I'm sure I'll get better over time because I plan to be doing this for a little while. But yeah, like just working on it. Got to practice to get anywhere, I guess. So I'm just going over my last night's trades. I'm from Australia, for those of you who don't know or didn't guess. Over here, the American stock market opens during winter, or now for us it's 11:30 p.m. at night, and in summer times with the daylight saving changes, it normally opens at 1:30 in the morning. So yeah, I got up this morning or last night and traded. Didn't do well, which is not good for your very first YouTube video. But yeah, I just thought I'd run through it with you. So I traded ATOS, ATOS. So I saw in the morning that it was gapping up. It was gapping up from, around the 330, 340 area. It's gapping up to around the $4 mark. And as you can see, there's hardly any volume pre-market, but a few minutes leading up to it, the volume started to increase, and so did the price. So foolishly, I jumped in on this candle here. So 9:32, as this big candle broke the high of this red candle. So I got in around 429, 430. And it went up to 439, but it didn't hold at all. Like this is a minute candles. So each candle you see here represents 1 minute of time. So you can see it went, from 412 up to 438 and back down to 410 in a matter of a couple of minutes. So yeah, I held it here, hoping to see I shouldn't say hoping, no day trader should hope, but I was wanting to see it climb and re-break new highs and potentially come and test this 476 area, because this is a daily chart and you can see, so each of these candles, because the daily chart represents 1 day of trading, so as you can see, the price sort of held up around this 476 area. As it comes down, it sort of bounces off, holds it, comes down, and when it did break that line, it broke very sharp and very quick, which shows that support was broken, stock's about to go down. But then when a support is broken, it then acts as resistance for a stock that wants to then go back above it. So I was expecting this to come up to around the 470 mark and then turn back around and fade, but didn't end up doing that at all. What I did is, so it's sort of holding around this around $4, $4.10 area. It was holding, and once it broke that with this candle here, I just got out. I think I got out around 410ish, somewhere around there. I got out, so I lost 20 cents, 430 down to 410, which wasn't good. It was silly. I'm not the best at. I'll be honest. Like, you got to be self-aware sometimes. I'm not the best at the breakouts because I suffer from the fear of missing out, which is known as FOMO in day trader terms. Yeah, I suffer from that a lot. So I probably shouldn't do trades like this, and I need to learn to stop doing this. And just quickly there again, in 1 week, that's a 1 week time frame. Each candle represents 15 minutes. As you can see there, reached up to 476 sort of area, but it didn't make it up to that area. It sort of got stopped around later on in the day. It went to 450. But so that was my first trade, which was, in my opinion, the worst of the two. It was more silly, just jumping in, fear of missing out. This one I thought was a better trade, but still didn't work out. So what I did, big gap up. So it was gapping from $15.30 up to around the $17 mark. So I'll take this back to market open. So all this time down here is actually in American time, so it's not Australian time, it's American time. So it was having a lot of price action in the morning, and the trend lately has been that stocks open in the morning and they do tend to run for the first few minutes, but then they reverse, like you saw with ATOS, the one before. It went up and then it came back down, 4 or 5 minutes into the trading. That's sort of what I was expecting to happen with this one, and especially because it was also coming to, as you can see, there was a big support there as it bounced here, bounced here, bounced here. When it cracked, it cracked. And then, yeah, it was opened here in the morning, and I thought it was going to have problems around this 1750 area, like it sort of did here. Got close, 1735, and as I said before, once you break support, it becomes resistance. So I thought that was going to be a very big price to get, above. So I went short, which I'll explain that later in another video. But basically, going short, you make money if the stock goes downwards. So I entered a short position. So I went in positions. From memory, it was around here, 1760, maybe around here, 1752, when it was breaking this line. I thought it wasn't going to break, but it broke, and then I came back down, and I was going to sell if it broke those highs, because if it broke those highs, it could keep running up. So as I saw it coming down, I think I added a bit more here when I saw it turning, and it was putting in lower highs, which means the stock's starting to downtrend. And then again, I added somewhere around here. That's the 1773. Yeah, I did. That red line there. Oh, you can't see it, but yeah, the red line there. I added that candle exactly. Short. So again, I wanted the price to drop from there. But I went to bed after that because I start work early in the morning, and I just set my stop loss over that point, because if the price rises, I lose money. So if it was going to go over that, I was expecting it to keep running, and I was going to exit my position. So I put a stop loss there, and I had a profit take up for around this level here, the 1730s, because the price had put on the top there, and it sort of consolidated around here at the open. So I was expecting it to come down, yeah, between 1740 and 1730. So that's why I set my profit taker there. However, as you can see, wasn't ideal. It came and it just broke that point. Normally when it breaks a high of a day, it'll tend to run a little bit more. Here it didn't. It broke it by legit 2 cents, 3 cents, and then it came back down to around where my price target was. I still don't think it would have been filled. I think I had it around the 1732, 1731, towards the bottom end of this. But yeah, not ideal. And then later on in the day, anyway, it gained some strength, and it ended up going higher. So all in all, it would have been a loss anyway. But yeah, so that's wrap up my first video. Yeah, I know it's very all over the place at the moment, but like I said, I just gotta practice, and I'll get used to them the more I do them. But thanks very much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.